an inspiration to do a new thing. I've been reading the book of Psalms and studying them for a long, long time, and I don't know if you're aware, but Psalms are the ancient hymn book of the Israelite people and the people in the Bible. And the psalm actually means song. So at our revival, Robin Jenkins, a friend of mine, gave me a couple books because it was my birthday that day, and they're called Then Sings My Soul, 150 of the world's greatest hymn stories. And this book is beautiful. There's 2 volumes of it. And in the back, it's just filled with, that's the index, filled with all of the names of the hymns that are in it. And it tells the story of these great songs and what they meant to someone when they wrote them, who wrote the lyrics, who wrote the music, and what the story behind the song was. So I'm going to start a new thing every week too called The Story of the Psalm. Just to give you a little background on hymns, because a lot of churches are tossing out the old hymn books, the old yellowed pages that people have cried and prayed and sung over and just praised the Lord for generations. And they're tossing them out and putting up the overhead projectors and putting the words up and putting the smoke and the lights and the fog and the repeating 5 words over and over. And you know what? Some of those songs, I like them myself, but the old hymns came from Scripture, and they're filled with that imagery from the Bible, and they're just beautiful, and they're overlooked, and people are forgetting them, and it's going to go by the wayside as one of those cultural things that we forgot. Part of who we are as Christians, that we just forgot and tossed away for something new and more popular and more something that everybody's into right now. So I don't want that to happen. It makes me sad, kind of upsetting to think of things like that going away, but it happens. It's the world we're in. But maybe we can do a little bit to talk about these songs that made people's soul lift when they sang them, and their hearts filled with the words from the Scripture, and just that beautiful story, the salvation story in every line. So the story behind the Psalms. And I just wanted to share that with you. I feel like it can be a really neat thing that we're doing. So today's song that I want to share with you is Abide With Me. So my great-grandma, her name was Rachel Hunter, and she is buried down in Omega toward Pike County. In Pike County, actually. And she, on her stone, it says, Abide with me, fast falls the eventide. And that's words from this very beautiful old hymn. So I want to share with you a bit about Abide With Me. I'm going to read to you from, see, I have the hymn in here and the words here that I'm going to read to you for a second. Abide With Me was written in 1847. If you abide in me and my words abide in you, you will ask what you desire and it shall be done for you. John 15:7. Henry Francis Light, vicar in the fishing village of Lower Brixham, Devonshire, England, ministered faithfully for 23 years to a seafaring people. Though a humble couple, he and his wife Anne lived in an elegant estate, Berryhead. It had reportedly been provided by King William IV, who had been impressed with Henry's ministry. At the water's edge, its coastal views were among the most beautiful in the British Isles. Henry laid out walking trails through the estate's 41 acres and enjoyed the tranquility of the house and grounds. And there he wrote most of his sermons, poems, and hymns. But Henry's lung condition hung over the home like a blackening cloud. Lower Brixham suffered damp winters, and while in his early 50s, Henry realized his lung disorder had deteriorated into tuberculosis. On September 4th, 1847, at age 54, he entered his pulpit with difficulty and preached what would be his last sermon. He had planned a therapeutic holiday in Italy. I must put everything in order before I leave, he said, because I have no idea how long I'll be away. That afternoon, he walked along the coast in pensive prayer, then retired to his room, emerging an hour later with a written copy of this hymn, Abide With Me. Some accounts indicate he wrote the poem in that hour. Others say he discovered it in the bottom of his desk as he packed for his trip to Italy, and that it had been written a quarter century earlier. Probably, both stories are true. It's likely that finding sketches of a poem he previously started, he prayerfully revised and completed it that evening. Shortly afterward, Henry embraced his family a final time and departed for Italy. Stopping in Avignon, France, he again revised Abide with Me. It was evidently much on his mind, and posted it to his wife. Arriving on the French Riviera, he checked into the Hotel d'Angleterre in Nice, and there on November 20th, 1847, his lungs finally gave out. Another English clergyman, Reverend Manning of Chichester, who happened to be staying in the same hotel, attended to him in his final hours. Henry's last words were, "Peace! Joy!" When news of his death reached Brixham, the fishermen of the village asked Henry's son-in-law, also a minister, to hold a memorial service, and it was on this occasion that Abide with Me was first sung. I would like to play and sing for you Abide with Me so that you can hear what this great hymn is like. All right. Abide with me, fast falls the evening tide, but darkness deepens, Lord, with me abide. beautiful words of reassurance that no matter what clouds and trials and the tempter that old devil himself can throw at us, we have no trouble triumphing and overcoming that if we abide with Jesus. That means live with Jesus. Let Jesus live in our hearts. It's a beautiful hymn. Beautiful old words by Henry Light and W.H. Monk back in the 1840s. Stuff we can take to heart. It's timeless, really. So many beautiful words that remind us how to live day by day. Never in the darkness and always in his light. God bless. I hope you've enjoyed the first story behind the song.